2 chapters were banned, Ayakashi Triangle officially moved from Weekly Shonen Jump to Manga Plus. So, just a few months after 2 of its chapters were banned from Shueisha and Viz's respective manga reading apps, Kentaro Yabuki's Ayakashi Triangle has officially been changed from a regular Weekly Shonen Jump series to being a Manga Plus exclusive. As previously covered, 2 chapters of Ayakashi Triangle were banned from Shueisha's Manga Plus and Viz Shonen Jump Plus apps back in January. Following the removal of these chapters from the apps, all parties involved entered into a period of radio silence regarding this decision, even keeping tight-lipped as the series was licensed in English by Seventh Seas Entertainment. The Ayakashi Triangle saga has since taken an interesting turn, as on the final page of its April 17th chapter, Yabuki revealed that the series would be continuing its story in Manga Plus. However, as of writing, the banned chapters 74 and 75 are not yet available on the Manga Plus app. This story continues next week on Manga Plus.
I really don't give a crap about stuff like that because, like, hey, we find this, to not be the quote unquote family friendly or whatever, how the hell they want to spin it. But so we're just going to move it over to this service. I don't really have any problem with that. Unless I'm missing something and that's their only impetus.
Well, they're saying that the things that were banned from the other platform haven't made their way over to Manga Plus.
Oh.
So the banned stuff is still banned.
Well, that's their that's dumb. Then they just need to put it on a platform. Like by putting it on a platform where it doesn't have to be censored, it allows the artist to be, more them and express the story they're telling. So I always kind of agree and kind of don't.
We always say like, well, this is why you buy physical.
Yep.
Right. But the problem is that physical for the author's sake is only a portion of their sales. And if the major area where they bring in their sales is streaming, or online manga viewing, then they're going to self-censor. And it's never going to even get into the print version because they're going to choose not to put something into their stuff because they're afraid it's going to get pulled off of the platform.
Yep. And that's where shit just all starts becoming this major clusterfuck blah. It's just like, hey, we have all these stories, but damn, nothing's happening.
So, sharing a message to his official Twitter account in light of the news, Yabuki further informed fans that not only would the series update every Monday, but also each chapter would come with a new color page, and he'd be taking a break every 3 chapters. Yabuki's ecchi comedy series is not the first Shueisha published manga to make the move from one of the company's manga magazines proper to the Jump Plus. In 2018, both World's End Harem Fantasia and its spin-off World End Harem Fantasia Academy were both transferred from Shueisha's Ultra Jump Seinen manga magazine to the digital device. Later that same year, because this is just like, oh, look at these other things.
I'm actually looking at these screenshots. Like, I mean, some of these are not what I'd expect from a Jump comic, unless I'm.
Are you looking further down than I'm at? Are you looking at these? Because this is what was removed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see where I understand. I hate censorship in general. Let's make that clear. But I don't have a problem with the company having it in them going, hey, this is our target demographic, and we don't want anything explicit of any kind or whatever. Like, Jump tries to be as PG as possible. At least, unless I'm missing something, because when I picture Jump, I'm not up on which mangas come from where. I picture One Piece and stuff like that.
So, I don't know.
I could be completely off.
Though neither Shueisha nor Viz have given a concrete reasoning behind the switch, this decision was likely made based on the greater creative freedom allowed by the digital platform. While Weekly Shonen Jump is targeted at a preteen to teenage male audience, Jump Plus features more series targeted at other such demographics as teenage girls and adults. What does this mean for overseas readers? Essentially, very little. Ayakashi Triangle will still be available to international audiences and going forward be more likely to receive the series in full without any more pulled chapters. However, for Viz, this development tells a different story. In light of events such as Ayakashi Triangle's move and the growing amount of simulpubs being announced for Manga Plus over Shonen Jump Plus, including Oshi no Ko and Spy Family, fans have begun to speculate that the Viz service may soon shutter altogether. God, I hope I don't regret scrolling down any of these.
I would be, from what I've, okay, do you, bro?
Further, if competitors such as Seven Seas Entertainment continues to license physical releases, Viz's manga division will eventually crumble away, especially as the company is both barely licensing any new series, and those that they do are those that are far from the ones audiences are clamoring for. In the West, there is a strong consensus among manga fans. In the West, there is a strong consensus among manga fans on Twitter that this move is a victory against Viz's failing standards, as recent years have seen the company faced with complaints regarding their censorship of some titles, such as Pokemon Adventures, really, and the poor performances of their Shonen Jump Plus reader. Combined with the continuing rise of Shueisha simulpub partnerships through Manga Plus on the rise, things are looking less than stable for Viz's manga future. What are your thoughts? Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that part. Anyway, so that's just a quick follow-up. Do you guys have any thoughts on this you want to share?
It's a slippery slope. I mean, the minute we, accept that, oh, well, they censored just a little bit is the minute they're going to, start. I mean, we're totally fine with them censoring this, but, violence in video games and, like, people getting their heads blown off and, like.
Yeah, and this is why, like, I don't care anything that happens in a comic book, right?
It's
like
fiction.
I don't care. Yeah, it's fiction. These are not actors. They're not
people.
real people. They're a figment of somebody's imagination. They're drawings. I don't care if you're raping children in your mangas or anything. I don't care because it's not a real person. If we find out that the author or the artist who draws the manga is actually raping children, then absolutely throw the book at him. Like the law book, not the manga. But I don't care if no matter what is going on, I think that artistic expression should be preserved. Like the right for people to be able to do whatever the fuck they want in their books and comics and any of that stuff, so long as there isn't an actual crime being committed by in like on another person, referring to in the case of, let's say, the underage stuff, as long as you're not actually featuring a real life person in the work, I don't think there should be any limits on what people can do. Personally. Anyway.
The argument that I always love to throw at people is when they start attacking freedom of speech, manga, video games, anything. I always point out, I was like, the moment they lose their rights, yours are next. Because the woke crowd's going to keep turning their wheels until they find, once they get off of this, they're onto this.
They want to strip their own rights
exactly.
one by one until they have none.
So you either go, okay, look, this is harmless, or you go, hey, I'm going to censor everything and, continue down the road to where there's literally no such thing as speech to begin with.
All right, I'm going to skip a couple articles tonight. I just feel sick as fuck. And by sick as fuck, I just mean not 100%. The classic Super Mario